Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Inside Artesian Football here on WREP 15 Sports. I'm your host, Eric Meyer, joined as always by Artesian head coach Carter Whitson. A happy head coach, a big win last Friday night over Bloomington South.
Good, solid win. You know, we're not looking into it like it's a state championship or anything like that, but if you want to win them all, you need to win the first two. So that, you know, we won, had a little fun with it, and moved on to week 3 as soon as we could.
Artesians with the win last Friday night at home in the home opener against the Bloomington South Panthers. We'll look at some of the highlights from that contest. We'll also look ahead to the Artesians contest coming up this Friday on the road. It happens to be the Mid-State Conference opener at Greenwood Community High School. Up first, though, Coach, let's talk about the victory over Bloomington South. Like you said, happy you get the win. It's week number 2. You move on, but let's go back a little bit and take a look at that contest. This is a game where you kind of started off a little bit slow, back and forth, and then really a broken play almost on the half. Looked like Travis fumbles the snap a little bit, finds an open Andy Myers for just a short hitch route, slips a tackle, boom, gone, and that kind of sent you guys on your way.
Yeah, it was. We've talked about it week 1 and week 2. It hasn't been great starts for our offense. So we got to work on that here in the future, and we've been focusing on it a little bit more this week of just how we can start fast and really get ahead. But yeah, it was back and forth, a lot of scoring in the first half, and then, you know, in the second half we kind of ran away with it. We talked about the keys last week, and I say it all starts up front, and I was just really proud of how we played up front on offense and defense of really physically dominating that game.
We talked a little bit about the fact that, you know, Andy catches that touchdown pass from Travis to open things up. That same connection hooked up later with another big play that kind of kept your guys going. Like you said, the offense a little bit slow to match. This game, the defense as well started to buckle down once that offense got going.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Andy made 2 great plays. It was awesome to see because Andy had 0 catches week 1. And then he has almost 200 yards receiving, and everybody knows about Matt Thomas on the other side. Just have 2 guys that they really have to focus on. They can't just cloud one of them. It really makes us dangerous.
We talk about the passing and those 2 passes, but again, it was the ground game for you guys, a little ground and pound. And it's looking a little bit, at least yardage-wise, what you envisioned when you came here, that offense you ran at Oklahoma that was wrapping up 500 yards. You guys are about 500 yards a game through the first 2 games, and again, getting it done on the ground.
Yeah, we've, you know, like we talked about after week 1, we needed to throw it a little bit better, but we're always going to start it with a run and start up front. You know, we went empty quite a bit last week against Bloomington South, but that wasn't to spread it and be, you know, a soft offense. Like, we were still running it right at them. Travis and Isaac are just big physical guys that can give more of a beating instead of take a beating. So, you know, we're going to ride those guys as much as we can.
Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from the contest against Bloomington South. And we're going to start here with that pass we mentioned to Andy Myers.
Yeah, Isaac Osborne is in empty formation, gets a fantastic block on the corner, and then it's a race right there, and very few people are going to catch Andy Myers. That was awesome to see. We need big plays like that. It always helps me out as a coordinator. There's Coach Siderwitz down there in the end zone. He's got great seats. Back on offense, they scored again. Long, 3rd and long right there, and get the ball to Ty Cox on a power play, which was a great play, a great call by Coach Evans. He was the one that saw it and kind of really kept us rolling on this drive. Here we go. We're going inside zone, what we do, and give it to our big quarterback, and he's jumping over people, running over people, doing what Travis does. You can see him getting up fast, playing with tempo, getting the ball to the refs. And then here's a 2nd and 31. But we know we got a fast guy, and we know we got a guy with a great arm, so we give our guys a chance, and that was pretty special right there. They talked about it was a gift. I talked about it was my guys playing really well. And here we go. This is the first big play of 3 of you'll see this freshman, 26, Weston Pemberton make. Really mad at my guys right there. We should have got a touchdown, but we talked to the refs into not calling it a touchback and giving us 2 points. So 2 points from the defense, should have been 6 points from the defense. 2nd down conversion right here, again, going out to the field. A lot of people think a lot of people think you don't throw it to the field receiver, but we like to use them no matter what hash we're on. Here we go. We're back in empty, but we're running it right at people. You'll rarely see Travis go down going backwards. He's going to go get an extra 1 or 2 yards. Same for Isaac. Checking what the defense gives them right here, and then you got Seth Gallion, a senior, making a great block, and you got Michael Hopple, a senior, making people miss and getting extra yards. And here we go. We're going fast again. Travis just makes a heck of a play. I actually called that play wrong, but Jimmy's and Joe's matter more than X's and O's. Here we go on defense. Not enough highlights of these guys just because they played so well. You know, started out a little slow. I thought we actually gave them some touchdowns with missed assignments, but then when we settled down, really turned it on. You see us flying to the ball, multiple guys almost on every tackle. Wish Jacob would have finished that one, but then Will Nix does what he does and cleans people up.
Yeah, big hit that time by Will.
It's good to have a sophomore back there playing well and a freshman playing a linebacker. Again, there's Weston right there with a big-time interception. He had 3 takeaways with a block punt, an interception, and also a forced fumble. So that was pretty exciting to see from him. And again, makes us look like pretty good coaches. Back into our sprint out a little bit, getting the ball to Andy. You know, they were playing quite a bit off of us and you know, kind of giving us some easy throws, and then our kids made big plays after the throws. And here's this stud, Caleb. I mean, Caleb's almost guaranteed points. He works really hard, does a great job. It's nice to get past the 50 and realize you got 3 points. Let's be aggressive. There we go, defense again. You know, those 4 defensive linemen are playing awesome. You know, we do quite a bit of movement. We got DNs that can make plays. You know, they have a lot of fun with that. Coach McKinney called it a great game. Back to offense, a little play action right here. I thought that footwork by Griffey was about as impressive as you'll see out of a high school kid. He fakes run to the left and then throws a hitch to the right. And, you know, he started to get a really good feel for things and started doing some things on his own. And you know, that's just good to see. There's Isaac running. Always hard, always over people. Finishing, gets the ball to the ref and gets lined up and goes fast. And here's the O-line getting us in the end zone right there with Travis on a quarterback sneak. You know, we had tailbacks played really well. Travis got in the end zone a few more times, and that's why we did finish with that last one, getting Isaac, my senior running back, in the end zone. You see a lot of that right there. 5 or 6 red hats tackling their running back for about 1 or 2 yards. Speed option play again to Isaac. I think he jumps over his own guy right here. And we got Jackson Kleesner on the ground right there because he just pancaked a guy after blocking him for about 30 yards. I actually looked at Coach Evans and was like, I think you need a left tackle because I thought Jackson was down. Well, he was the right tackle, and he drove a guy all the way to the left sideline. Here was something impressive right here. Xavier comes in. Xavier Chinitis comes in off the bench. Cold hasn't played it down yet. Comes in and gets us going on this drive right here. Gets the ball to one of our playmakers that gets it down tight. It was great to see Xavier ready to play. He needs to be ready to play all the time. And he gets us in here with a little speed option to Tyler Cox. It's good to see an underclassman right there score. Good job by the wideouts blocking, and O-line obviously start that play off.
Here's
Back
the
to
fumble.
defense. Yep, here's the strip right there by 26. And then again, man, Chase Havlin, I got mad at him on Saturday. I said, you should have scored 12 points. Because he could have picked up that punt, and he could have taken that one all the way in. And we got to keep focusing on that and get free points. But he plays so hard, he's always there, and you can't be mad at him for getting the ball. Griffey on a speed option, keeping it. You can tell it's late in the game, and he's already had about 22 carries right there. But, you know, goes down and stays healthy, but big, long run. We love to see that. You know, he's a big, powerful guy. And then back to the speed option again to our senior running back who deserved to get in the end zone and finished it strong. They weren't real happy about that last touchdown, but my seniors deserved that. And, you know, we did it. We didn't do anything cheap or crazy. We just ran it right at them.
No, and the kids really fired up, excited about the victory over Bloomington South. Like you said, though, it makes you 2-0 on the season. You know, if you want to get to where you want to go, you can't win them all if you don't win the first 2. You've won the first 2. Now you're going to begin mid-state conference play coming up on Friday night. You'll travel to Greenwood. This is going to present a couple of problems for you guys. One, Greenwood, a better team than what their record would indicate and what they've been playing. Number 2, this is a team that likes to control the tempo. They like to control the football. You guys averaging almost 500 yards a game, want to go fast. So it's going to be a little bit of a contrast in style. And can you guys be patient enough offensively to be able to hit your spots and get what you need against Greenwood on Friday?
You know, that a lot of people think about that, and that's a really good point. Last year, I think they had a 19-play drive, and we couldn't get off the field. So, you know, it starts defensively. It starts on first down to get them in second and long, get them in third and long, and make them throw it. Because if they're getting 3 yards in a cloud of dust every play like they do, they'll take up forever, and quarterback will walk over to the sidelines, get the play from the coach, walk over to the huddle, call the formation, get to the line of scrimmage, and snap it with 1 second. So, you know, that's what Coach Campbell does, and they win doing that. So, good for them. But, you know, I'd like to see us start fast and not have to worry about being patient. You know, I'd like to jump out and see if they can catch up to us instead of vice versa. You know, last year we had a bunch of yards versus these guys, but we didn't have a bunch of points. We didn't finish. We dropped some touchdowns. So, hopefully we've learned from that. They're a good football team, a well-coached team. You know, had too many turnovers week 1. That's why they got beat on a game they probably shouldn't have. And then week 2 kind of caught their rhythm. So they'll be ready to go.
When you talk about Greenwood, this is a team that they're going to run the football. They want to do the ground and pound, doing it kind of out of the triple option veer type set.
Yep, absolutely. They'll run a little bit of veer, different than Bedford North Lawrence, but you know, really what they got is they have big running backs that they like to get the ball to and just pound it right at you. They got a handful of guys that play both ways, but you'll see big number 40 carrying the ball, and he's a bowling ball, so we got to gang tackle him and you know, stop them early, so that we got to make them throw it.
You mentioned Bedford. That's a team that also ran a little bit of a veer look, some triple option things. How much does that help, having seen it already, as opposed to having not seen any of that veer stuff? Because that is hard to prepare for. You don't see it as much anymore in high school football.
No, it gives us a good head start. Like we talked about, we had 2 months to prepare for Bedford and started watching that and getting ready for that. So, you know, the fact that we have that knowledge gives us a chance to study some other things and work on some other things, knowing that, you know, we can fall back on what we already know, stopping the veer and the triple option.
When you mention stopping the veer and the triple option, what are some of the things that you guys are going to have to do? I know obviously everybody's going to have their assignment in assignment football, but that's probably going to be a big key on Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we talk about how the offense needs to start fast. Well, same for the defense. You know, if we just do exactly what we're told and nothing extra and nothing crazy, we play a lot better week 2 than we did. You know, we gave up 93 yards in the second half. We should have given up less than that in the first if we just do what we're supposed to do. So, yeah, staying disciplined, doing exactly what we need to do. We need to, you know, start out fast, get them behind the chains, and really see if that quarterback can beat us with his arm.
We talked a little bit about offense for Greenwood. Let's talk about the defense that Coach Campbell will have. What do you expect to see out of Greenwood on Friday night? Yeah,
good solid defense. They play a 4-3 cover 4, which is a little bit different. We've seen some odd fronts so far this season, and now this will be the first time we've seen a 4-down D-line. 3 linebackers that are trying to play in the box, and then they count on their safeties and corners to do a lot of the coverage. So, you know, they want to make you throw it around, and we're going to test them and see what we can get them in formationally. And, you know, with our empty stuff and our option game, we feel like we can go a lot of different places with the ball, and we'll see how they adjust.
For you guys, like you said, what you have to try to do offensively, how much of it is you game plan, you look for see what you can do, but how much of it is an adjustment that you guys try to make or have to make to what that team's going to do, and you see it on Friday during the game?
You know, that I would almost give us that excuse of why it does take us a little bit to start, because no one does what we do. So to watch Greenwood against Indian Creek, it really doesn't help us. You know, so we got to get out there and see how they adjust to what we do, see how they adjust to who they're covering, any coverages. And then once we do that, you know, past 2 weeks, we've gotten a perfect rhythm of it and been able to roll through that.
So that's why the defense also becomes such a huge part, because they've got to make sure they allow you guys to make some of those adjustments offensively.
Absolutely, yeah. We can't start out behind. They'll ground and pound it, and it'll be a long night if we do. So, you know, we don't want to have to rely on us waiting to score. We need to score early, and a defense needs to get off the field fast.
You guys, if you go back to look at the amount of games you guys have rolled off now in a row, it's 8 out of your last 9. You're getting that winning feeling around Martinsville High School and Martinsville. The community really started to jump on board. How have the kids responded, the coaches responded now during practice? How have you seen maybe some differences, or how they're getting back to work this last week?
Yeah, you know, just going back to Friday night and the community and the support we had, and the crowd was phenomenal. you could feel that energy. Our kids can feel that energy. So thank you. Get in your car and go north and get to Greenwood tomorrow night. So that just helps us tremendously. Our kids have had a good week of practice. We've been a pretty solid practice team. Again, these are 16 and 17-year-olds, so they're going to have a little bit of attention problems,
Yes.
but they'll lock in and they care and they want to do things right. So we've been a pretty good practice team and pretty efficient with our time out there on the field.
All right, before we leave today, one last time, let's take a look. What do we need to do at Greenwood? Keys to the game to come out with that first Mid-State Conference victory and victory number 3 on the year.
Yep, first down defense is huge for us. First down defense, and we need to create some takeaways. We need to get the ball away from them, whether it's interceptions or fumbles. We need to have some turnovers on their part, and vice versa. We need to take care of the ball like we do, and I think we just really need to start fast. We want to, not necessarily tempo, but just start fast and productive and get in a good rhythm early in the game.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. We'll see you there on Friday.
All right, thanks.
Artesian head coach Carter Whitson here inside Artesian Football Martinsville, coming up looking to make it 3 in a row as they open up Mid-State Conference play on the road at Greenwood. Get out there, 7 o'clock kickoff, and support the Artesians as they battle the Woodmen. As always, like to thank the head coach Carter Whitson for coming in. For Coach Whitson, along with the students in the advanced broadcasting class who helped produce it, I'm Eric Meyer. We'll see you again next time inside Artesian Football.